Hello Year 8, welcome to your next lesson on factorising. Now, we looked at last lesson factorising where we took out the highest common factor of a number. Okay, so for example, when we had things like 8x plus 4, take out the highest common factor of 8 and 4. Today we're going to focus on factorising where we take out an algebraic term instead. So if we look at the first one, x squared minus 4x. Now, I'm hoping we remember if we've got an algebraic term on its own without a number, okay, we can always put a 1 in front of it, okay, because it's 1x squared minus 4 lots of x. Now, that means if I was thinking about it, the highest common factor of 1 and 4 is just 1, okay, so I don't need to worry about that too much. What I do need to think about is the letters, the variables I have afterwards. Now, what I have is I have an x squared, which is x times x, and I have an x. That means I can take out a letter that is common to both as well. Because both of these have got an x that makes them up, it means when I go to my grid, what I can actually take out is I can take out an x instead. If it makes it a little bit easier for you, you can say we're going to call it 1x because I can take one of them out. I can do the exact same as I did before. I can put my x squared in and my minus 4x in. And I work out what goes in. I do a little bit of division. So x squared divided by x gives me x. Minus 4x divided by x gives me minus 4. So my answer becomes 1x lots of x minus 4. So we can take powers of our variables out as well. Okay, so if I have a look at the next one, I've got x subtract xy. So again, I can put my ones in if I want to, just to make it a little bit clearer for me. I can't take out highest common factor of a number, okay, because the highest common factor of 1 and 1 is still just 1. But I have an x that appears in both. If I've got a letter that appears in both, I can take out that letter. That can be my highest common factor. So when I come back to my grid again, same as before, I can take out an x. I put in my x and my minus xy, and I do some division. X divided by x gives me 1. Minus xy divided by x gives me minus y. So I have an answer of x lots of 1 minus y. Exactly the same as what you've done before. Okay, all we're doing is we're taking a power out of a variable instead. The next one we've got, okay, actually what I want you to do now is, can you pause for me? Can you have a go at this one? And then we will talk through it. So pause quickly, have a go at it, and then we will talk through it. Okay, so a bit like the top one, we need to think about what letters make up what we have. So b cubed is made up of b times b times b, and then I've got an ab. That means I've got a b that is common to both. Because I've got a b that's common to both, that means that is what can come out in front. That's what can come out in the left-hand box for me. I'll put my other parts back in the middle again. And I'll do some division. B cubed divided by b gives me b squared. Negative ab divided by b gives me negative a. So my answer, b lots of b squared minus a. Okay. It does help to write this little line out for me as well, especially if I've got a power, just so that I can see what I can take out. That becomes even more important when we look at the next one. So the next one we've got is x cubed plus x squared. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I've done before. I know x cubed is made up of x times x times x. And I know x squared is x times x. Therefore, yes, I can take out an x, but actually I can take out x times x because I've got two x's multiplied that are common to both. Two x's multiplied together is x squared. So rather than just taking an x out, I can now take an x squared. X squared is it's almost a better version of the highest common factor, but in terms of letters rather than numbers, because it's a higher power of x. Put my other parts in again, so I can have an x cubed and an x squared, and I do my division. X cubed divided by x squared is x squared divided by x squared is 1, so I end up with x squared lots of x plus 1. Okay, so as long as we write this line out, okay, and we write this out, we can see much clearer what the highest power we're doing is. And then it's just a little bit of division, okay, because this box comes from doing my x cubed divided by my x squared, okay, and the second part, so the 1, comes from doing my x squared divided by x squared to give me 1. Okay, and it's just doing a bit of division. That's where my x squared lots of x plus 1 comes from. Okay, right. What I want you to do is, can we have a go at this one that I'm going to write in for you now? Can we please have a go at, I'm going to use A's instead. Okay, can we have a go at this one for me now, please? So can you pause the video? Can you have a go at this one? And then we will talk our way through it. So pause now, have a go at the one in green for me, and we will talk our way through it. Okay, so what we've got, a cubed is made up of a times a times a. A squared is made up of a times a. Therefore, I can take out one lot of a. I can take out two a's multiplied together. Remember, this a cubed on its own is a 1, so my 1 and a 2 don't really matter, because I've got a 1, it means I can't take a number out. So, this means I'm going to be taking out an a squared for my grid. I can put my other parts in, my a cubed and my 2a squared, and I can see with my division. A cubed divided by a squared gives me a. 2a squared divided by a squared gives me a 2. So my answer becomes a squared, open my brackets, a plus 2. Last little bit I want to look at, let's move this one down a little bit. So, slightly different now. So, 2x squared minus 4x. Now the big difference with this is I now have numbers in front of both terms. This is the next extra bit to it. This means I now need to do what we did last lesson and what we've just looked at. So I need to find the highest common factor of 2 and 4, okay, which in this case is 2. So I know I've got to take a 2 out. I also need to think about x squared is made up of x, so I've got 2 x's multiplied together and I've got an x multiplied. Therefore, I can actually take out an x as well, because I've got an x that's included in both. So this means I'm going to have my 2 and my x taken out. So when I come back to my grid again, I'm going to take out 2x instead, because I've got a highest common factor of 2. I've also got an x that's common to both. I can put my terms from my question back in, so I have 2x squared and a minus 4x. And I can do my division again. So 2x squared divided by 2x gives me x. Minus 4x divided by 2x gives me minus 2. So I end up with x, and I end up with a negative 2. So I have 2x lots of x minus 2. So using the one that I've just been through with you, the one that's above on the screen, can you now have a go at this next one for me? So can you please pause? Can you please have a go at 4b cubed minus 8 b squared. And again, we will talk through that afterwards. Okay, right, let's have a look. So again, because we've got numbers in front of our terms, the first thing I need to focus on is what the highest common factor is of my numbers. So what we did last lesson. So if I've got highest common factor of 4 and 8 is going to be 4. So I know I'm going to need to definitely put a 4 in that first part. But I also have a b cubed, which is made up of b times b, and a b squared that's made up of b times b. Therefore, I can take out 1b. I can also take out a second lot of b's. Okay, I need to take out as many letters as I can. Therefore, when I come to my grid, I can take out my 4. I can take out 2 lots of b's, which is b squared. I can put my question into the boxes, so 4b cubed minus 8b squared. And I can do my division. So 4b cubed divided by 4b squared gives me a b. Minus 8b squared divided by 4b squared gives me a minus 2. So I'm left with 4b squared, lots of b take away 2. So it's combining the two things that we've done together, okay? If you've got numbers in front of your terms, you've got to find the highest common factor of your numbers. You've then got to check your letters. Is there a letter that is common to both parts? How many of that letter can we take out? Okay. Last two I want to show you are a little bit harder, okay? Getting towards the top end of this work now. So 9x squared y plus 3xy squared. Now we can see this is more complicated straight away. Okay, more variables, more difficult. Same process though. So first thing I need to do, got numbers in front of both, so I'm going to take my numbers. So I need the highest common factor of 9 and 3, and that's going to be 3. So I know I'm going to need that. I then look at my letters. Okay, so I've got x squared y, which is made up of doing x times y. I have xy squared, which is x times y times y. That means I can take an x that's common to both. I can also take out a y. So I can take out an x times y as well, which is just xy. So that means when I come back to my grid again, what I can take out is I've got my 3 from my numbers. I've then got an x and a y from my letters. I then need to put in my question into the boxes again. So I've got 9x squared y, I've got 3xy squared. And I do my division. So I'm going to do 9x squared y divided by 3xy, which is going to give me 9 divided by 3 is 3. X squared divided by x is an x, and my y's cancel out, so I just got a 3x. Then I need to do 3xy squared divided by my 3xy. 3 divided by 3 is 1. X divided by x is 1. So y squared divided by y is y. So I've just got my y left. So my final answer becomes 3xy, lots of 3x plus y. Definitely a bit harder, that one, guys. That's definitely working towards the top end of what we need. I'm not expecting everyone to get to this point on the work, but you do need to be aware of it. Right, last one. Can we please have a go, have a pause, have a go at that one for me? Okay, and then we will talk our way through it. So pause and have a go again for me. Okay, so 12x squared y squared minus 10xy squared. Definitely more difficult. Okay, but numbers in front of both. So again, I need the highest common factor of my two numbers. So highest common factor of 12 and 10 is going to be 2. So I know I'm definitely going to have a 2 at the front of my grid. I then need to check my letters. X squared y squared is made up of x times y. My xy squared is made out of x times y times y. Now I check what's common. I've got an x that's common to both. I've got a y that's common to both. I've got another y that's common to both. That means what I can actually take out is x times y, which is xy squared. Okay, so this now means in my grid I'm going to have a 2xy squared in here. I'm going to then put in my original question and I can do my division. So 12x squared y squared divided by my 2xy squared is going to give me 12 divided by 2 is 6. X squared divided by x leaves me an x. Y squared divided by y squared leaves me 1. So I just have my 6x left. I do the second part. So I've got a minus 10xy squared divided by a 2xy squared. Minus 10 divided by 2 will give me negative 5. X divided by x is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. So I just have a minus 5 left. So my final answer comes from 2xy squared, open my brackets, 6x minus 5. I am not expecting everyone to get all of these questions done, guys. Those last two are very much extension style questions. I'm hoping everyone can at least have a go at the ones at the top. If you can go back on to show my homework for me, have a go at the questions. Please get in contact with me if you need some extra support.